So we have Vampire the Masquerade, London, episode 68. 68.
So close to 69.
But,
We gotta do that. We gotta do something special.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I don't know what, but yeah. Okay.
okay, let's do something special.
So let's do a recap.
It was weeks ago. I don't remember.
I don't remember. Well, the last episode, if I'm not entirely wrong and haven't forgotten to upload something or I'm a moron.
But you're allowed to be entirely wrong.
Well, I believe it was called Scheherazade.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's what happened last episode, pretty much. So would you like to recap based on your memories?
Scheherazade came over, and she has a hard on for Philippe and doesn't like Sage very much.
Ooh. That's one way of putting it. Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Everybody thinks everybody's got a hard on for Philippe, but they don't.
Okay. Well, seeing as it's probably just us tonight, I'm pretty sure Evil Sid has he's busy tonight, and Luke, Dr. Shipman, is busy being a dad, I assume. I guess we can just get into something, and we can do a kind of whatever we want kind of game rather than follow the main plot excessively. I mean, we can have the main plot there in the background as kind of a motivating factor, perhaps, but yeah. So we'll start the following evening, whereupon you guys wake up.
Oh, eat some food.
Darkness has fallen across the land. Darkness falls across the land. The evil hour is close at hand. And all the rest of that intro from Thriller, if you remember Thriller from the 80s.
And this is Thriller.
Yes. So Barry, Philippe, you wake up.
I do.
And you're in your room, in your box, in the bunker beneath the air thingy. Yes. Airbase.
Well, I can't do a lot.
Can't do a lot?
No. Aren't I in prison?
Is Philippe still in?
Because
we took you out.
I tried to astral travel or something, didn't I?
Right. No, I think you got.
You're free now.
Jail, and Scheherazade has basically mind wiped you to the point where you can't talk about certain things. So let's say, for the sake of this session, Philippe is free to go.
Okay. Right. I'm off. Right.
Right.
I am.
Bye.
I am. And he looks around thinking, what am I going to do?
So inside your box, you've got all these monitors and things, and there's a big red release lever on the side of the interior where you can just turn this lever and the whole thing opens up with compressed air and so forth. Hydraulics, or whatever that's called when it's not hydraulics but compressed air.
Okay. All right. I will get myself out.
All right. You find John is sitting across the room from you. He's got a notepad and a blue pen. He's sitting there. He's got a jacket and a tie on. The tie is loosely around his neck. He looks up at you. He's wearing his round John Lennon glasses.
What is our repertoire for this evening? Do I have anything planned at all?
Well, I don't know about anything planned, Monsieur, but we have a number of engagements that we are available to go to if we wish. I believe a Toreador party has been arranged.
Yeah, well, going to a Toreador party got me in a lot of trouble.
There is a book signing happening in town also. I'm not sure if you're interested. I've just been keeping note of things that happen.
Who is the book signing? Who is signing the books?
Oh, it's a fellow who has written a book a long time ago. You might remember his name. One Salman Rushdie has come up with a new book.
Yes?
It's very controversial.
Mm.
The last one I think was called the Satanic Verses or something like that. Caused a lot of trouble with the in the Middle East. They put out a death sentence on his head, but he's still alive and still writing books and still pissing everyone off.
I know if I go there, somebody might try and assassinate him while I'm there. And yes.
That's true.
So where is everybody else? Do you know?
Well, everyone is just waking up, I'm sure. So I don't know exactly. I think probably Sage is still here. I believe that's her location.
Okay. Well, you went.
I think
So
that Alexis may have been called away. Dr. Shipman is with his sire, I think.
okay. All right, well, you are always saying we should train all the time. Always train.
Okay, so to training then. I'll move that up the agenda.
Okay.
I guess you better put your boots on and get ready because we're going to do some SWAT training tonight.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so I've been talking to some people. We've organized one of the hangars.
All right.
I've been working on converting it into a training yard.
Okay.
You want to come with me? We can ask Sage if she wants to come, if she's interested in some training. I'll let you do the asking because, but I will be fine. You can find me at Hangar 4 anyway.
All right. Go to Hangar 4.
And
You know
Philippe.
What?
Stop being happy. You can wipe the smile off your face. This is going to be hard work.
Okay. All right. I will not be happy. I will be miserable about the whole thing.
You know that guy, what is his name? Gustavius, that guy? He had a talk to me.
Oh, what did I do wrong? I haven't done anything yet. I just got up.
I didn't tell you anything. It's nothing wrong. But he told me that when I'm training you for live fire, I need to use live fire exercise. You have to use actual... We're going to use bullets. It's going to hurt.
You did that last time and it hurts.
Yeah, well, get used to it.
Okay. You is the boss, so they say. Today, you is the boss. Tomorrow, I will be the boss. All right. Okay. I will go and get Sage and see if she is interested.
Yeah, you go get her. So, Philippe, you go upstairs to Sage's room.
Philippe will keep his happiness for a few minutes more.
Or to wherever Sage's room is. Sage, you wake up in your box.
All right. Time to watch MTV.
Okay. So you're watching MTV and
rubbish.
Let's see if there is a thing that happens. Yeah, apparently one of your songs from your last album is now at number 17 on the pop charts.
Wow, I should really get onto that actually.
Number of emails and messages, bank reports, stuff.
Check everything.
Yeah, I mean Victor Stenson. Whatever
Tim.
that guy. Timothy Stenson, was it? Okay. He's trying to organize a meeting with you because they want to promote your next album and they want to know what you're doing with it and where we're at. Haven't heard from you for a while. Everything's on standby.
I'll come in tonight.
All right. Okay, so you send a message to say that.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, and then you get an alert that comes up on the inside of your coffin screen that says somebody's at your actual door.
Can I see who it is?
You can patch through to the security camera and you can see Philippe standing outside your door.
All right, crack this open. So weird. What is this, 2025? 2022?
I don't know, but I stole that shit out of Blade.
I'll go answer the door.
All right. So Philippe, the door opens and you find Sage standing. I don't know what she's wearing right now. She just literally got out of bed. But she probably sleeps in her clothes because she's a vampire. Just in case you didn't know that.
All right. Evening.
That it is.
I was wondering if you would like to join me and John in a live training exercise. If not, that is fine. If so, it is at Hangar 4.
Can I shoot back?
Oh, yes.
I was only joking. I know it's John. I know it's John. He's a squishy little marshmallow. Sure, I'll join you.
Oh, good.
I've got places to be later. I need to go record some songs and everything and all that.
Oh, good. Can I come and watch?
You sure can, if you want.
I know a little bit about music, not as much as you.
Okay, let's go.
So you guys get up and head over to Hangar 4 with your gear and what have you. As you come out of your rooms and head up into the main area, the common room, so to speak, where the war room is and all the holding cells, etc. Rhea comes across to you, Philippe. Oh wait, Philippe, it's Rhea's bishop's school, isn't she? Yeah.
Yes.
I take it back. Never mind.
You take it back. Okay.
Forget about Rhea. Okay, so you head over to Hangar 4, and at Hangar 4, John's there waiting. And he's got there are 16 dudes there. You think they're dudes? They might not be, but they're all dressed up in tactical uniforms, SWAT team uniforms with like tactical armor on, helmets, the fucking works. They've got their guns and everything ready. And they've split up into 2 different teams. And as you approach, John's standing there with his arms crossed on the tarmac outside the hangar. These guys are just standing around, kind of their masks, their helmets open, talking to one another behind him. So, Philippe and Sage, how are you?
I am good. Sage, are you good?
I'm alive.
Well, actually, you are not. You kind of did, but okay.
You get what I mean.
Yeah.
You're walking and talking. That's a start, right?
All right.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is the exercise. We're going to split up into 2 teams. These guys are going to be on one team, and you're going to be leading one of them, and you are going to be leading the other team.
Okay.
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 This is a classic game of capture the flag.
Okay.
Okay, so have a look, and he presses the button on this hand controller thing that he's got, like a remote control.
I have one question.
What is it?
Powers or no powers?
The doors start going up.
Powers, obviously.
No powers.
Powers.
He stops the door. He says, no powers.
I was only joking.
Before you can run. You need to know what it is you're going to expect from normal combatants before you can start exploiting them.
Okay. I just thought I'd ask.
You need to be in the situation that they're in, understand their moves, understand their thinking before you start exploiting it with your powers.
Yes.
He presses the button on the remote again and the door starts moving again.
And he gets really serious,
I just run.
And I take off with my team to the other side.
Okay, well, as the doors open up, you see inside that there has been this big maze built inside it. Wooden rooms and stuff, windows cut out, doors cut out, actual doors on hinges. And the whole place is basically a mock-up of the interior of some kind of industrial building. It's all obviously fake, but it's designed to replicate a situation where you would be moving through a building trying to acquire some sort of target. Okay. So you take your team, Philippe, to one side, and Sage, you're going to the other, are you?
Yep.
At this point, are you wearing your gear or you...
Oh, we're in the gear. We're in the gear.
Okay, Sage.
Probably, but not all the heavier stuff. Just some body armor, I think.
Just some body armor. Okay.
Just
Very
like the vest.
All right. Well, rather than trying to actually role play this out, except to say that you go sneaking through this place and it's very tense, and the intention here, the objective is to teach your characters basic SWAT team tactics in an urban setting. How to stack up, how to use smoke grenades, how to use different types of grenades, and
how to enter a room, how to clear a room,
that kind of stuff. Yep. How to hit targets without taking out the hostages, for example. So rather than trying to role play this whole scenario out, which is far too much work on my part, we're going to roll some dice. So, and this is also more about leadership skills. So the thing here is you're going to be getting skill points or XP points in leadership for this. So let's have a look at Philippe's character sheet and Sage's character sheet. Oops, I'm going to have one or the other. That's a bit fucked. Well, Sage, you can roll your own dice anyway, so that's fine.
You can.
Okay, so we're going to roll wits and leadership for our first attempt at this.
Just one.
Just one success, and Philippe.
Considering you have 2 dice, half and half. Nobody said I was a leader.
Right. Three successes. So Philippe's team wins the first round. And everybody stands up, having been dead.
Good job.
Yeah. So let's try 3 rounds, eh?
Well done, Sage.
Well done. Good. You're the one that won.
It's not about winning. It's about learning.
It's about winning. If you don't win, you're dead. Consider that.
I have already.
You got -1 that time. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, Philippe, you got 3 successes again. Team Philippe wins the second round.
Could I do 1 round just on my own? No leadership.
What does that mean? Like
it means I don't use leadership. I do things on my own.
You go by yourself versus Philippe's whole team?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in which case we'll use wits and security.
3.
3 successes. Ooh. Damn, Philippe, you got 2 10s and an 8, but then you got a 1, dropping it down to 2 successes. Not being beaten.
I can't answer that, honey.
So Sage wins that round by 1 success.
On my own.
On your own. I'm not sure that was even a fair test, but...
How was that not fair? You had more people.
Well, exactly. Not fair because I didn't roll for the other 7 people on his team, basically. But, it's a cool story. Okay. Barry, you're obviously busy for a minute. That's cool.
Yeah. I'll be back.
You'll be back.
So John, yeah. I suck at leadership and I know it. I'd rather just, do things on my own.
That's really nice, Sage. I'm really glad that you would rather do things on your own. But I've been instructed to teach everyone the basics here, and you're now in the fucking leadership program. So that's what we're doing. I have it from Gustavius, and if you don't like it, you can talk to him.
Oh, I'm okay. Thank you.
It's not like it's going to hurt you exactly. It's good good for everyone. What you're doing wrong here is, and he explains some basic fucking leadership tactics stuff. What this basically is, like hand signals, you know, this stop, go. There's a guy there, he's got a knife. There's all sorts of hand signals that they have. I actually learned some of these years ago.
So just need to use those. Okay.
Yep, that will make a big difference. At the moment, you're running around by yourself, and your guys don't know what to do. You're leaving them behind, and they're in the dark. You need to start communicating with your men and letting them communicate to you. That's going to help you a lot. Working together as a team, you have so much more power. So anyway, enough of this. You've got other things, I imagine, tonight.
Oh, yes, I do. Gotta go. Oh, it doesn't really matter to you what I end up doing.
No, not really. Okay, so Philippe, you back?
Yep, I'm back.
All right, cool. So, what would you guys like to do at that point?
I'll be 1 sec. 1 sec.
Okay. 1 sec.
Philippe's going to go through with his guys what they did wrong and what they did right and what he needs to improve in himself.
Well, while Charlie's not there, let's just agree that she cheated on that last one. There's no way she could have beaten that.
Not the whole lot of them.
And it was because I let her roll literally the most ridiculous dice to beat that scenario. Wits and leadership versus, what would I say, wits and security?
Yeah.
But anyway, that completely discounted all the rest of the team. I'm sure she's going to watch this later and she's going to be smiling and taking notes, and then she's going to send me an email about how bad I am. Anyway.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, that's what he does. He goes through it with them, you know, and they go through it, and then once they're all clear, he.
Yep. Very good. Okay, so you do your training business, and I'm going to give you each 2 experience points towards leadership.
Okay.
Choose to spend as you will. Well, no, you can't. You can only spend it on leadership. So there, poo. Let's see, Philippe. What's your leadership right now? Philippe Gratian. Leadership 1. How many XP have you got? Yeah, I think we can give you a point in leadership, Mr. Tahira. So now you've got 2 dots in leadership. Okay, and that also can reflect some of the leadership skills that you've learned from working with an investigation team as well.
Yeah, because I have been working with them a lot.
Right. Okie dokie. So, back to you guys. What do you guys want to do now that the training business is over for this evening?
So shall we go?
Yep. Okay, let's go.
Right.
Your car, my car, your bike. What?
Just remember, martial law is still a thing. It's never going to go away.
Okay.
Right.
Want to go by bike or car?
Bike.
Okay. All right.
I'm driving.
You're driving. Okay. Okay.
Fair enough. Okie dokie. So you're heading over to what's his face?
Yep.
To the student.
Tim Stenson?
Tim Stenson, yeah.
But you should know, girl.
That's Tim Stenson. All right, well, you get over there anyway. Park in the underground car park. You've gone through a couple of checkpoints to get there, and you've waved your MI5 badges at the security and the police in order to get there. It's a light, rainy night. It's not too cold. And you go in. And Mr. Stenson is standing there talking to a couple of executives and what have you. There's a cheese platter laid out on the table and some champagne. And he turns to these executives. He says, and I should like to introduce you to Sage Blackwood. And he introduces you to these executives. They're apparently human executives, you're guessing, from another division of their company. Working on some other projects, he explains. And he sends them off pretty much straight away after that. Now, there is a recording crew in the studio. You can see through the glass window sitting there. So he says, it's been a while now that I have you alone. And who is this lovely fellow that you have with you?
Oh, this is Philippe.
Hello. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Philippe is my Toreador friend.
Timothy Stenson.
Excellent to meet you.
Yeah, I work with and for fucking out of game. What is her name? Electra. Yeah, 2 weeks off and it's all gone.
Yeah, ditto.
Yeah, so I work for Electra. Do you know Electra? She's a Toreador like you.
Oh yes. And I do, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Just to be sure. It's very good. Play on and not be right. Yes, I do. I have the pleasure, yes.
Okay, well, that's good. So, Sage, we've got a number of PR gigs we want you to do some interviews.
All right.
It's been really hard around here with the lockdown and what have you. So actually, I'm thinking it would be a good idea for us to send you on tour.
Right.
You know, then you can actually do some concerts. You can meet and greet people. You can have a little bit more freedom.
I'd love that.
Like that? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Will I have time to record the new album and everything?
Well,
should I do that before or after?
Look, I mean, you remember, like with the Beatles, you know, they recorded sometimes when they're on tour. Bands do this all the time, especially now. The equipment is light and maneuverable. You know, we can be very mobile with our operation, so we can have a kind of a mobile studio. You know, if you want to go somewhere, I don't know, the Caribbean or something, and set up a studio in a hotel and spend 6 weeks recording, you know, that's good. We can organize something like that, but you have to come back with something good, you know. So that's where we're at. If you have something that you wanted to record tonight, you know, I've brought in the people because I know that your time is precious to you, and you have a lot of things on.
I do.
Yeah.
I'd love to record something tonight.
You got a thing you're going to record, or you?
A few songs. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, let's do a couple of charisma and performance checks.
All right.
You can probably record 3 songs in an evening.
Really. This one's not as great.
Not that great.
No.
Let's have a look here.
It's 4 successes.
4 successes. It's not bad. I mean,
it's not bad, but it's not
8.
What I'm after.
Yeah. 8 successes. Yeah,
that's true.
Okay. Yeah, you know, I like it. It's really, really good. I like the bass tones and I like the blah blah blah, the melody, blah blah blah. You know, I feel it's not really as good as your older work.
I know. Should we try again? Add a different.
I think you need something else for that one. I think you need to come back to that one.
All right.
Let's try another. You've got another song that we can record.
No, it's getting worse. Do better.
He's sort of holding his head and yeah. I mean, in fact, can you make a perception and alertness check, please?
6. That's what I want to be rolling.
You notice that some of the recording staff, the crew, you've seen them before. They're the same people that recorded some of your other songs, and they're behind the soundproof glass, but they're talking to each other like they're sort of like.
Oh dear, oh dear. That one wasn't that great, was it?
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe we need to juice that one up a bit too. I think. Have you considered a collaboration?
Yes, I have.
You got anyone in mind? I mean, we can talk to them. We can get our people to call their people and arrange something. Maybe you know anyone like that?
Might be something I'll figure out in future.
Okay. All right.
But I'll try one more song.
Okay.
Sometimes a singer has a bad night.
That's true. Also, I have a really good vocal coach that I work with a lot. They come work with a lot of our talent. Maybe you need a little bit of just a little bit of training in there. It doesn't hurt anyone. Everyone does this, and even
Right, okay. All right. If only this was risky. I'm going to try one more time.
all right.
See how this goes.
Do we have names for these songs?
4. I do. But they're on the computer somewhere, and I've got food everywhere. And
That's okay. Do you have a kind of an idea of what these songs are about?
It's for my Tremere album.
Right, the Tremere.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I call it the Tremere album because they're songs about magic.
Right. Not going to be called the Tremere album.
No, of course not. Right. Just like, yeah. I wasn't going to call my Toreador one the Toreador album. So I woke up to the glass.
Mm-hmm.
Could you get Philippe out of the room?
You press the button on the mic.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like soundproof glass. Probably the recording guy is like, "Hey, lady, you actually have to press the button." Okay. Repeat yourself. And one of the Victor Stent, I keep calling him that. That's because I used to know an actual producer named Victor Stent. Works for My FM. I almost got a music video for this guy for like $8,000. Anyway, that's a long story. What's his name? Timothy Stent. He comes over to you, Philippe. Philippe. You're all fucking eating. I'm the one.
Yes. Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
I was wondering if you'd like to have a bit of a tour of the building while you're here. I can show you around. Maybe see, where Michael Jackson performed when he was down here back in 1986. We have his signature on the whiteboard there.
Not particularly.
Excellent. It looks a little bit uncomfortable now. Are you sure? I know probably I can't offer you drinks or anything like that, but is there anyone that you would like to meet?
I have met many famous people in my time.
I see.
And they are pretty much like most people.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Are you interested in the technology? We can take you down to show you where we store everything and the data and the editing happens and everything's put together. Maybe the studio and the cameras and the lights. You would make a really good model. Have you considered that?
I have been told that many times before also.
Really? Have you taken them up? Do you have an agency perhaps?
No, I do not have an agency. Well, I am. I sell art, you see.
Oh, really? You sell art? Well, that is fantastic. Yes. I don't have too much time, Mr. Was it Gratiano? But listen, Ms. Blackwood has asked me very politely if I could ask you to leave the studio so she can concentrate.
Oh, I see. All right, I will leave. I will go and...
I'll take you down to the studio, and at least you can have something to do there if you
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. So he takes Philippe out of the out of the recording
Brr,
studio,
thank you.
into the video studio.
He wants to learn how they do the pitches and of the music, you know, how the controls work.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, as you're on your way there, you see that in the big studio downstairs, they've got this massive set built that looks like some kind of dark futuristic science fiction cityscape, which is kind of weird because you came out of your training session earlier, you know, with John, and you were walking around inside a kind of fake city thing. But this is kind of the same thing again, except this is the exteriors of buildings and so on. And there's all of these wires and cranes and things on cameras on cranes and shit like that. Lights set up, scaffoldings. It's all dark right now. Nobody's actually recording anything there, but there's green screens and stuff too. Smoke machines, blah blah blah. Sage, why don't you hit me up with some dice and some kind of theme for this one? Maybe if we talk about what the song is about before we roll the dice, that might be more interesting.
True. I don't know where to put my information for it. It might be in here. And again, it might be on my phone.
Yeah, it might be there. It might be.
It's definitely not there. Let's have a look. Is this it? Okay. Well, the first one I picked was Woman of the Night.
Right. Okay.
This
is Woman of the Night.
Yes.
Take one action.
I'm using willpower.
Using willpower. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, well, that'll be 5 this time. So
5. Okay, well, it's getting better.
Yeah.
Not bad. Tim gives you a clap.
Thank you. Not my finest work, but it's only supposed to be the first song, so.
Yeah. And look, the first album was brilliant. This is the way I see this dozens of times, The thing is, as far as sales are concerned, you need to have you need to hook them, and once you've got them hooked, then we've got the fan base already, Now a lot of it is basically image and repetition. We know what works for this fan base, so now we need to keep giving them what it is that they want to pay for.
Right. Okay, well, do you want to do one more? Do you have time for that?
We can do one more.
Okay. I'll use another willpower. This one is called BDSM.
BDSM?
Yeah.
Very good. Roll 5.
6.
This is a 6 with another willpower.
I did use another willpower. Yeah.
Okay. That one's the one. Okay.
I'm like infusing 6 into it and everything. It's great.
Right. Okay, so with that in the bag, having recorded that, you do a couple of retakes of parts of the song and what have you to make sure you've got the lyrics all clear and clean. Not every fuck up is your fuck up. Sometimes the recording people fuck it up,
Right.
So once you've got the whole thing in the bag, he says, okay, so I'm thinking maybe this one is the one we do the video for.
BDSM.
Yeah. I
love it.
Well, so far it's the best song that I think we've got in the bag. We can come up with some new stuff, but have you got more?
I do have more.
Okay, well, we need like between 5 and maybe 10 songs for an album. I think, what was your last album? Had
9.
Right.
This one also has 9.
Okay, so you got 9 songs ready for this. Okay. All right, well, I think this is the single.
Okay, right.
All right, so I'm going to get this one cut before, a couple of days, and we need to be talking about the music video.
All right.
So
we're going to make this totally sexy, right? Totally.
Right. Your friend, Gratiano, he's not a video director, is he?
He's an artist, so he could probably help.
Well,
with his creative vision.
you guys can go and talk about it and think about what you would want for a video for something like this. I don't know. Maybe it's a good place to get some inspiration at the very least.
Right. I could do that.
Right. Okay, well, I do have places to go and people to see, so I better go. It's nearly midnight now.
Right, of course. I'll come back. If I have time, I'll come back tomorrow.
Well, give me a call in advance because, I have to book the studio. I have to book all the crew.
Of course.
So, and with
Well, luckily it's martial law, so.
Yeah, well, it's difficult, because they come in here to record, they pretty much have to stay the night. I have to put them up there's a hotel right next to the studio. And
Right.
through to there, but we're paying very high rates for these people because of the lockdown. Maybe if you can convince somebody to release us from this lockdown, that would be great.
That's a little bit tricky. I just want to make sure everyone's all right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll leave it there.
All right.
All right, guys.
See you again.
Now, thank you, everyone. Good night.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Where did you leave Philippe? Where has he gone?
I'll get Julie to go and get him from downstairs.
Okay, thank you.
And so Julie comes down and gets you from downstairs, Philippe. After your basic tour and you've hung out doing the things, checking out the equipment, studio, etc. I won't say that you accidentally got locked in a sound booth.
No.
Even as that would be really funny.
I'll tell you what he's looking at. He would be interested in. He just likes the, how they work the music and the sound deck.
Right.
The sound deck.
You'll see that in the studio, that they have panels upon panels upon panels of switches and sliders and little graphs and video screens and stuff. It's full on. It's like a starship on steroids. It makes the Enterprise look like a child's toy. Where is he gone now?
He's disappeared.
Disappeared. Somebody's getting told off.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's him or not. We'll see. Alrighty, so Sage, what's your plan?
Right. Kind of want to see if Victor Faust is. I mean, you kept mentioning Victor. We might as well go see Victor.
Right. That's fair. Yeah. Okay.
Like to pop in on him.
All right.
That's okay with Philippe.
Well, I'll ask him retrospectively, but I assume Sage is going to go and pop in on Victor. Okay. So yeah, you get to Victor's apartment. Go knock on the door.
Ding ding ding.
Dun, dun.
Or is it a ding ding? I imagine it's a ding ding.
There's a bell literally outside the door, hanging like a black bell with a little ringer hanging outside.
Cute.
The door.
Yeah.
And the door is like a big blue door with panels, 6-inch glass panels, square glass panels, like the front of the TARDIS kind of thing, or a telephone box.
Yeah.
In fact, there's a telephone box, 10 meters away from the front door, just down the street, and a fire hydrant. And Victor's man comes to the door. Victor's man. I don't remember his name either. Fuck. Never mind. Anyway, he comes to the door, opens the door for you. Greetings. You would be Miss Blackwood, is that correct?
That is correct. I have forgotten your name, I'm afraid.
He's just...
What was that? Sorry.
He opens the door and steps back. He says, Master Faust is not aware that he's having any visitors tonight, but I'm sure he will allow you to sit in the waiting room.
I'd love to sit in the waiting room. What was your name again?
Wanders off. How we joust. And he goes down the corridor, and a few minutes later he comes back with Victor. And he leaves you in the room. Is there anything you need, sir? No, thank you.
Thank you, Jeeves. Goodbye.
Victor looks at you. Jeeves.
Well, I don't have a name to call him because he won't allow me to have it.
Yes, he's very peculiar about that.
That he is, isn't he, Jeeves? It's fine.
Pleasure of this evening.
Well, I'm here to visit a friend.
Ah, who might that be?
It's you.
Oh, I see. I see. Well, interesting. Did you come to talk about the sigils?
Well, that's part of it. I have a song called BDSM now. You could put that on top.
I see. Ah.
Do you like it? Do you like the a little kinky?
It's a little tame.
A little tame. I guess in one way or another it is kind of, isn't it?
Could even be called cliche.
No, it's not cliche. No one's ever named their song BDSM.
I bet you they have.
Not in the year 2000 they haven't.
Well,
I don't know. I want to Google it now.
right. That sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Google it. Song BDSM 1990. Well, there is a BDSM song. This song's about BDSM. Yeah, who's that fucking band I used to listen to? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
But another reason why I wanted to be here is to get to know you better.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
What do you mean?
Well, you know, I am, after all...
Tremere.
Yes.
Oh, no. I don't think clans matter. I want to get to know you, not your clan.
I see. Well, what would you like to know about me?
Well, why don't you tell me what it was like growing up?
Have you ever read Charles Dickens?
I have not. I couldn't give a Dickens.
Couldn't give a Dickens. Well, seaside town, 1876, I think. I would have been about 10 when my father died on the docks.
How did he die?
They were launching a ship, just a little ship called the Titanic.
I might have heard it.
Might have heard of that one.
I'm so sorry.
Yes, well, that was that. It was all right. We got paid out for it. It was enough.
That's not what matters. What matters is your father. Right?
Yes, that is true. Indeed. It was my father. But he was a right bastard, to be fair with you. He beat all 6 of us.
Oh, yeah, screw him.
Yes, there were lots of rats, I recall, back in those days. And everything stank. The city stank. The sewers were not particularly well maintained. So it was some time before I came upon a lady named Fortuna. You may have heard of her too, Dion.
I have.
Yes, an occultist like myself. She read a number of books that interested me. The Mystic Kabbalah, among others. And she introduced me to some of her friends. And in the long run, What can I say? I was drawn into a little book club that turned out to be a wider thing. They called themselves the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, and I met Alistair Crowley there. Only once or twice before the whole thing
That's
dissolved.
amazing. Why didn't anyone make him one of us?
Well, you don't know.
We don't know if he was made into us or...
Well, there's certainly a record of it. But nobody talks about Mr. Crowley anymore. It's a little bit taboo. He was on a track to be a part of our chantry, but sadly it was embraced by another clan.
Malkavian?
Good guess.
I've read a little of his poetry.
White Stains, for example. Have you read his Ethers? Or perhaps the Holy Books of Thelema? Liber Aber.
Oh, yes. Liber is book.
Liber is book, yes. You are very
Yes,
well,
Sage is smart.
well, yes. Liber Aber, book 4, is about this thick. He, in fact, points to it on the shelf. It's this massive fucking blue brick about that fat, divided into 4 parts. Magic, theory, and practice.
I'm sure Uther's been like, read this, which makes things very hard for Sage to remember what book she read.
Well, the thing with Uther's instructions is that he will be teaching you all the grimoire stuff from 500 years ago and past, whereas Crowley's only like 100 years old.
That's true.
Whilst Uther is actually familiar with Crowley, he doesn't give a fuck about it. It's not his thing. But that being said, Crowley's thing includes a lot of his stuff, so it's a bit too postmodern for Uther.
Right. Barry, we are now at Victor Faust.
I don't know where you've been for the last 10 minutes, but
just to update you,
perhaps you were driving here, or
We were both on the bike. Kathy was choking. I'm sorry, I had to go and help.
Good.
No, she's all right now.
I assume everything.
That's good.
You're sitting there stuffing your face.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
Why are you going to see Victor Faust?
You're already there. But you can ask retrospectively, I suppose.
Why am I going to see Victor Faust?
Because I love talking to him. He's a wonderful person. And I want to get to know him because we're trying to, because I'm trying to see if he's a worthwhile candidate.
Oops.
I can hear you even though I can't hear you.
Oh, I see. I get it. Good.
Like you're just sitting and listening to him.
All right. So perhaps Philippe's been sitting there listening to the conversation for the last few minutes. And most of it's been talking about occult stuff that Philippe may or may not care about. I don't know.
No, I care about it.
Care about it? Okay. All right. Well,
I'm sure Sage would try and keep up with the conversation as much as she can, because she is still like, she's a 30-something-year-old vampire.
Let's see if Philippe has any idea what they're talking about.
You can make a wits and occult roll, I suppose. That'll satisfy my need to roll dice. Wits and occult. Occult. There it is. 2 successes. You got some idea about what they're talking about, for sure. You've heard of the people that they're talking about, certainly some of them.
Okay.
You've just learned that Aleister Crowley was embraced as a Malkavian, and you found out that Victor Faust was embraced in 1876. Oh no, not embraced, but was 10 years old in 1876. Apparently, his father died on the launching of the Titanic. He was killed as a. Nobody mentions this. This was all covered up. Apparently, I'll add that retrospectively.
So, did was it? Did Mathis? Is he Crowley's
Mathis?
sire?
No. Well, this is all very touchy stuff. See, Dr. D, as you know, is the head of our chantry. Then we have Edward Alexander. You know what? I realize now I fucked this all up. Because Crowley is Edward Alexander. That's actually Crowley's name. His name was Edward Alexander Crowley, and he shortened it to Aleister Crowley. So when I saw my notes there, I didn't immediately click. And then I remembered that the Malkavian thing comes from the London book, which I'm not really using. So he's a Tremere, okay, and he was embraced by D, not. Yes, that makes sense. Okay. All right, cool. So to break it down, what you learn is Dr. D is the lowest generation Tremere in the city, as far as you can tell. Crowley would be his first childer. Fortuna, or Dion Fortune, was Edward Alexander's childer.
Okay, Aleister Crowley.
Crowley's childer.
Yep.
And then we have a Lawrence Harker, who was also embraced by D. A Swain Benson and Desiree, both embraced by Lawrence Harker, and Victor Faust, embraced by Dion Fortune.
Right. That's really cool. Yeah, it's kind of exciting. Right. Okay. What else? Okay. What else can I get to know of you?
To know of me? Well, so far mostly you've found out about the Tremere.
I don't need to know about the Tremere. I want to know about you.
There's nothing to me. I do the work that I've been given. I perform my nightly tasks.
Like,
manage this small shop.
Do you ever see, like, would you ever start your own sect of Tremere?
A sect of Tremere?
Yes. You know how some people branch out.
Dangerous words, my dear. Dangerous words. Can you make a perception and empathy check, please?
2.
Yeah, I mean, you notice him. He looks around a little bit when you say that, and there's a slight flicker of concern, perhaps, on his face when you say that. He leans in near you and he says, "The walls have ears."
I'm sorry, what was that?
The walls have ears.
I'm gonna look around his room to see if
there are any ears.
No. Well, you know how Uther gave me the Russian dolls to keep away the wards?
Right.
Well, to ward the place, to keep away the spirits and the prying ears.
Right.
I'm just wondering if he has that.
You can make a perception and occult check, please.
I might have asked him not to do that. That's 6.
Oh. Very good. Okay, well, you notice that, yes, he does. But what you can also kind of conclude from a check that's that high is that it might be that the Tremere, I mean, given that like, for example, Uther gave you a bunch of wards and taught you wards to protect you from blah blah blah. There's nothing to tell you or to say that Uther can't penetrate those wards. He gave them to you.
Right. What if I was to, like, would I know if I was to give him these wards?
Hmm.
Would he be protected? Because it wasn't
wards, the ones that you use, theoretically, the ones that he's got are very similar. 6 successes. I think it's fair to say that you can kind of decipher this. There are a couple of symbols in these two, in your ward versus his ward, that are different. It's like they've got very slightly different,
like a different signature.
Yeah.
Like you know where it came from. The definitely Uther's.
Yeah, I mean, one of these two wards looks like a copy of the other, but you couldn't say which. Although that being said, what you do know about Uther's history suggests that his ones are copies of these ones. Whether they're an improvement on these ones or whether they are a cheap carbon copy that is in fact not as good as these ones, you don't know.
It's interesting though. So as I look around the room, do you have like a set of books? I just need like 4 very small books.
4 very small books.
Yes.
You mean like these?
Yes. Are you going to use those or?
Well, I have a stack of these empty ones. Let me just check. I haven't made any notes in them. I can't give you that one. I can probably give you these ones. Yes, there's a couple of things in there, but I think you'll be fine. Here you go.
Okay. Thank you.
Notes on it. Am I getting these back?
Oh, you are. You most certainly are.
See.
Okay. I want to. I can't remember how long it takes to make them, but I might just start sitting like on the table and then like making these into the wards.
Well, the trouble here that you realize is that there's going to be an infusion of blood required.
Oh, I need to use my own blood. Or he needs to use his.
What you could do is you could write instructions.
Okay. However, he'll be under watch, wouldn't he?
Possibly.
Okay, I'm going to take these home with me.
Yes.
And I'm going to return them to you. And then I want you to put them on the shelves. Like your other ones.
I see. Very well.
Perhaps we could put them in a different room.
Perhaps we should go for a walk.
A walk would be lovely, wouldn't it?
Let's go for a walk, Philippe. He turns and leans.
Come on, Philippe.
Oh, yes. I'd love a walk.
Very quiet, aren't you, Mr. Gratiano?
Oh, yes. Yes.
He's the quietest.
Speaking of our friend Crowley, he did produce an exceptionally clever little piece of advice, which it was a kind of reiteration of some hermetic wisdom from many centuries ago. The 4 powers of the Sphinx. Have you heard of these?
Have I?
At a game, you can make a wits and occult check.
Yeah, we might as well. Ding. Nope.
Well, apparently not.
Must have forgotten.
Have I?
Wits and occult.
When it comes to Aleister Crowley, there's so much like fluff.
Really? Interesting.
It's like it's wisdom hidden in poetry.
Ah, yes.
Which makes things very tough.
Well,
to understand.
It's because we don't want the wrong people obtaining the sorts of wisdom that grants. Not for anyone's sake, but their own. I wouldn't wish magic upon my worst enemy. 8, 5, 4. Okay, so Philippe, you got 3 successes technically. Why is that saying 1 success?
It just says 1 because it is 1.
Right, it's 1 success. Yeah. Okay. That was fucking wrong with me today.
It's okay.
It's been a long, hard day. It's been a long, hard week.
I get that, but not as much as you. We had 2 very different weeks.
Yeah, I imagine. Okay, so 1 success. You might have heard of it, but you probably don't remember what it is. The 4 powers of the Sphinx. Are you taking notes? To know?
I'm taking notes in my head.
I'll start again.
Mm-hmm.
To know, to will, to dare, and to be silent. Now the thing is, these are powers. They're not edicts. They're not things that you must do. They're powers that you have that you can use.
Are we walking at this moment?
Yes, you're walking down the street outside. And as you're walking, in the distance, you see a cop car come around the corner with its lights, in the rain, heading in your direction. And as it cruises along, you see a boop, boop, its shiny, flashy lights turn on for a moment. Pulls up next to you guys. Then this cop looks out the window. Have you got passes? You realize it's security. I see. Sorry. No, move along.
It's all right.
Thank you. And they drive off. Victor looks at you. Very impressive.
Thank you. This little badge. Oh, this little, the paperwork really comes in handy.
What sort of paperwork is that? I must get myself one of those.
Oh, you have to be an enforcer.
An enforcer?
And I'd rather you not be an enforcer just yet.
Really? You would rather I would not be an enforcer? I see. Well then.
Like, okay, hypothetically, let's say the Sabbat just rained terror down. How would you fight them?
How would I fight them? I would boil the blood within their veins. At a touch. At a distance. I might choose to flambe them, for instance. But I must admit I'm not exceptionally interested in getting myself killed. I prefer to use my powers for good.
Insight check. I don't know what that is in this game anymore. What is it?
Perception and empathy.
Okay. Perception and empathy. He seems on board, but also being cheeky. 5.
When he says the powers of good, you have this chilling sensation that suggests by good he means personal gain.
Yeah. But that's a vampire through and through.
That's
how it goes.
That's true. So, tell me, I'm curious, a pair of you, seeing as I have you here, and one of you being a Toreador makes this conversation all the more interesting. Seeing as there's no one around and we're in the clear, what do you think of our wonderful prince, Angelus, however you prefer to call him, whichever nom de plume he goes by? Do you enjoy his company? Is he a good prince?
What's your opinion?
Well, he seems to be an adequate prince, at the very least. He is perhaps a little bit shall we say, dependent.
Dependent on whom?
Dependent upon the Ventru and their old money, I would say. And also
Right.
the reputation of his sire, Raphael de Corazon. He invented the Masquerade, you know.
Definitely well aware.
So you have no particularly strong opinions on Angelus?
Well, he spared me and my ghoul. Well, child.
I see. From
So
what exactly had you done?
I changed him. I embraced my child without consent.
And he spared you?
He spared me.
Well, you see, in some circles that could be seen, and forgive me, not
As weakness.
your fault, but that could be seen as weakness, yes. So, if it had not been you in the circumstances, do you think you would feel the same way?
I guess I would want to be surrounded by people that would see it as a strength, not a weakness.
Right. That makes some sense. And what about our Primogen counselors?
Well, I think for the most part, I quite like them.
You do?
I don't really know Milosh that well.
Hard to know.
Seeing as I am a gangrel, I should probably, but I don't. I have no clue. I like Brutus. Actually, no, I don't like Brutus. I actually don't know about Brutus. He came to my house asking me for blood.
What?
And I scared him off.
Asked you for blood at your house?
Yes. Luckily, we were at my house, so I could
What was he doing at your house?
could tell him to leave. Asking me for my blood.
For your blood? That's very cheeky of him. On whose behalf? On his own behalf?
I don't know.
Fascinating.
I really like Lord Thracius. Is he the Primogen? He is, right?
Lord Thracius, yes, he's Primogen Bruhar.
Right. Yes, I really like him. I think he's cool.
Cool, as they say.
I don't really know Justine, but I've heard things to be wary.
Yes, one should be a little wary. She doesn't often involve herself in politics, but when she does have a habit of bringing the house down.
What else is there? I've literally forgotten. Why am I?
There is, of course, Dr.
John. Yeah. Dr. John D.
Indeed. And Ariel? Clantor?
You don't want to hear my opinion of the doctor?
Well, of course I do. Tell.
Okay. Well,
Philippe, you're being awfully quiet.
that's true.
Don't have opinions on any of these individuals.
I have many opinions on these individuals. Yes, I do.
Yeah, well, I should be interested to hear them.
Oh, I wanted to hear everybody else's opinion first.
I see. Of course. Well, go on. Tell us about Dr. D then. Say.
I think I would respect him if he and Uther didn't have this like centuries old feud. And then even still, Dr. D, he has everyone under some sort of like a vice grip. It's his way or the highway.
Well, you might say that's a trait of the doctor, but you may also conversely say that is simply the way of the clan. And he does embody it in a great and fairly solid, deep way. He truly leans into his bloodline.
True. And for Ariel, I don't know much about her. And Soze?
Soze, yes.
Soze. At first, I was afraid of him.
To be fair, Ivanovich Soze is not Primogen. He is.
Oh.
His
Who's the
Primogen?
Which one?
Ivran Sorensen.
Oh. Can't say I met him, so.
Yes, he controls a lot of financial business about the city. I hear he's interested in the military and the police, that sort of thing. Has his claws in things. But you see, here's where the shift and balance of power lies in London. Ivanovich has many childer, and his childer carry great weight in this city. We have Tatiana, an enforcer, who owns many nightclubs and controls Scotland Yard. In concert with her, then there is Ivran Sorensen, Primogen Councillor. And
they do have a lot of power, don't they?
They do have a lot of power. And then if you include their sibling, Hans Bakova, who seems to be into similar things. Can't say what exactly. He's a little bit of a mystery to me, but it seems that he is involved in government affairs. Yes, there seems to be a massive conglomeration of power in that clan. Then we have their childer. After all, that's just the top of the tree. Below them's Jordan Drake and Marie Voss, David Rath, Charles Sabini, all of these connected members of the Ventrue bloodline with enormous wealth and power. Between them, they control the banks and financial institutions, the government departments, the Ministry of Justice, Scotland Yard. They have dirty cops and security firms. I wouldn't be surprised if they were controlling MI5 and 6. And as the airports and the transport and the trafficking, and don't forget Opus International, which is the head of Ivanovich's entire corporate empire. And I can only imagine the depths of the organized crime rings that sit amongst all of that. The money and temporal power the Ventrue have in this city is immense, and it all rests ultimately with Ivanovich Soze. But he does not directly control it. You'll notice his fingers are in all of these pies. And you see, whenever the prince makes a move, which is rarely, you might notice, for our dear prince does not often choose to make policy. Instead, he chooses to enforce policy. He is very reactive and perhaps not proactive. But whenever he does choose to do something, it is always with the support of the Ventrue. And if the Ventrue do not support it, it is unlikely to occur. Not to say that our dear prince can't make things happen for himself, but I feel somewhat that, compared to some of the other great cities of Europe where the Primogen Council do the bidding of the prince, here our prince is a little neutered, perhaps.
Right. If we could like walk towards a picnic table.
Yeah, sure.
I think we'll just sit there and have a chat.
All right.
But also it'll give me a good time to actually make these sigil booklets.
Okay.
All
right.
And seeing as we're away, I'll be like, so I'm gonna create these for you. These are wards, and they should be different to yours.
How do you know this? Or should I not ask? I won't.
I think you already know the answer.
I suspect I do. So what about you, Philippe? As I say, you've been very quiet. You've heard our opinions on the Primogen Council. Perhaps you have some insights that we do not.
Why would I have more insight than yourself?
Well, I should say that you may have a perspective on things that others have not considered. You have seen things and experienced things from another point of view. Let me be perfectly honest with you. I have ambitions amongst the ancillae of the city. I have spent a long time in my station.
I knew it. I knew you were power hungry. Sorry. It's a good thing.
A good thing.
Hmm.
Well, I'm curious to know who my allies are and who my enemies may be. And I'm also curious to see if some of the potential vampires in the city would be interested in perhaps some sort of arrangement. If, for example, I was to become, say, Keeper of Elysium,
Ooh.
such a position might lend me the ability to offer certain favors from time to time.
I should keep going. Sorry.
Victor looks at you, Philippe, squirming in your chair.
So,
Are you uncomfortable with this conversation, Monsieur Tatiana?
not so much uncomfortable as curious.
Curious. What are you curious about?
It always has occurred to me, naively perhaps, but that the man in front becomes the biggest target. Why would someone want to be anywhere near the front?
Excellent question. Excellent question. Well, the simplest answer that I can offer you is that because I have been instructed to.
And this would be the perfect time to achieve that, would it not?
What do you mean?
Well, with all the things that are going on, with all the havoc that is being reaped, it would be an excellent time to achieve such a thing, would it not?
Perhaps. I should say that during this period of time, Elysium has been ill-used and underutilized. With lockdown in place, few of our kind are traveling out and visiting the Elysiums of the city. So presently there is no great power in that position, but I foresee a time coming when that power shall return.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a question, and it's probably going to be it might feel like it's from out of nowhere. I was just wondering, do you believe in the whole vampire end of days?
Well, I am curious about it. I should like to say that I do not believe in it, but until I have seen definitive proof, it seems to me that there are many stories and many influences, and there are many agendas.
Do you know surely you know the signs of its coming.
Yes, I have read the 7 signs of Gehenna and so forth. And
Well,
yes,
not too long ago, when my group and I were traveling to Twickenham, I found a 3-eyed lamb.
well, that is extremely apocryphal and sounds like a specific image, in fact, from the End of Days
And
chapters. Yes.
and the streets ran rampant with thin blood.
What?
There were thin bloods everywhere. You know, the weakest generation of us.
In Twickenham?
It wasn't just in Twickenham. I think they were all over London as well. Yes, like, do you remember that time when it was martial law the first time round?
Yes.
Well, we weren't exactly enforcers at that point, but we were the ones that were allowed to go out and sort of try and help everyone. There was a time where, okay, so how do I explain this? Okay, so I can I can taste blood too. And I can get the impressions of the blood. I tasted it. It wasn't just me.
I see. And so you would claim that these were thin bloods? Interesting.
And anti-tribute.
Anti-tribute thin bloods? That would make sense to me. I'm sure that's where it would start. I cannot imagine the Camarilla being involved in the pursuit of the beginning of Gehenna.
Well, as you know the Camarilla well enough, they wouldn't even accept it being an option.
I see.
They don't. You bring up Gehenna to them, they don't bat an eyelash. They just think that you're the weirdo.
Who are you speaking of? Just sorry, out of game?
Just the Camarilla in general.
Right.
You're not allowed to say much about it.
I know the Camarilla. Okay, that's cool. Right.
So what were the other game? What were the other signs, and have we encountered them? Or probably not all of them, but
nah. The 7 signs of Gehenna. I used to have fucking source books with all this shit in it.
I've got the Book of Nod right beside me.
I used to have that too, damn it. Man. Do you have that black one with the embossed silver on the front, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the new edition though.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure what that means. Yeah.
Might be different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's
hop off. Okay. Ta-da!
All right.
Look at that, Barry.
I found them.
Shimmery, shiny. Yeah.
So out of game, I'm just going to read you some shit I found on the internet. Sign 1, The Hidden Darkness, The Diablerie of Solot by the Wizard at Tremere. Right? And that was several hundred years back.
So it definitely happened.
So, yeah, but these signs happen over a very long period of time, and they kind of start accelerating over the time period.
Right, yeah.
Beginning, it's like one every couple of 100 years, and then it starts being once every couple of decades, and then it becomes like a whole bunch of them happening in a year, and then finally Gehenna. So the first one is the Diablerie of Solot by Tremere. Sign 2 is the threefold breaking, the destruction of the Templars, the loss of the Holy Land, and the fall of a mighty wizard. I don't know what that's about. Sign 3 is the War of the Children. Young vampires rebel against their elders, sparking uprisings that become the Anarch Revolt. young La Sombra and Zamitzi seem to diabolarize the founders of their clans, laying the groundwork for the Sabbat. Zelios, the master mason, constructs his geomantic web, though not itself one of the omens that leans to the fulfillment of the next to last sign. Sign 4 is the rise and return of the dragon. So most kindred who know the sign believe that it pertains to Vlad Tepes Dracul, the younger dragon. Another interpretation has gained credence in the light of recent events. The true dragon of the prophecy, they say, is Solot, whose dominance of the Tremere reveals that he is very much part of the jihad. Sign 5, the making and breaking of the compact of kindred, the formation of the Camarilla. Subsequent creation of the Sabbat after the Convention of Thorns. Sign 6, the martyred innocents, the death of Maria Asuncion, last faithful member of the Cappadocians, ends the Giovanni purge of their parent clan and assures the onslaught of the final knights. Sign 7, the web of power, the activation of the geomatic web built by Zell. This is all fucking nonsense. I'm not using this. It's some ideas. I'm more inclined to go with the signs like the 7 seals from the Bible. Are quite cool. So yeah, I might have to do some thinking about the 7 signs of Gehenna because I don't like these ones very much.
Well, Uther said that the three-eyed animals,
right,
and the thin blood.
Right, and I think to be fair, also Uther, every prophet might have their own signs that they're looking for. They, what's his face? Nostradamus had a bunch of stuff, and his stuff came true in some way or another for him, and Uther's stuff comes true one way or another for him, and everybody's looking for different signs.
Yeah.
There's lots of prophecies, and they all get blended together. And some of them, I think, what's interesting probably is where different prophets have different signs, and maybe some of them overlap, or describe each other in different ways and different light. So the three-eyed goat thing, I think, as far as Victor is concerned, raises some questions, because the idea of monstrous beasts being born, or mutated animals, things that are born not of nature, so to speak. There's lots of different ways that could be phrased, and lots of different prophecies from different people that would raise heckles, perhaps. Does that seem reasonable to you?
Does he mention like his concerns, or does he have an inkling of belief there?
I think he makes a note of it. He's like, this is interesting. I'm going to take that down and be aware of it and keep track of it, so that just to see. But I don't think he's not like suddenly a believer.
Yeah.
He's always a skeptic,
right?
Which is I think he thinks that's a good point of view.
After making these ward books, will he need to like bleed on them?
He will need to recreate the wards.
Okay.
On his own objects. Yeah. And then,
okay. I thought by like having books in a library.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, that could work.
Could be a cheeky way to hide them.
Could be, indeed. Could be. Yeah.
Yeah, I will help him. I'll help him create them.
Okay. So you guys go along and do this. And he says to you, I should like to charge these sigils myself. If you do not mind, I will do that in private.
You have to promise me one thing.
What is that?
That you won't use them in any other capacity. In any other way, yes. You won't use this to hurt anyone or to spy on me.
How could I do so? Is that
well, you know the symbol now.
Ah, yes. Well, what I do not know is the name of the symbol or whose symbol it is, which makes me a little apprehensive to utilize it in my haven. I'm more concerned that you will be using these symbols to spy on me. I mean, these are wards designed to protect from astral penetration. But I think we're both aware that this symbol here represents the true name and owner of such a ward, and perhaps the creator. Is this a cheeky way of a sort of Trojan horse on the part of Monsieur de Saint Bernard? Because if that were the case and I was to be caught unawares, I could end in a very sticky fate.
I promise you that is not my intention. It's simply because I want you to have a place that you can be yourself.
I see. So it is purely out of self-sacrifice and philanthropy.
Well, I can see that out of all the Tremere, you're...
Wouldn't be that your sire had set you to this course in motion and that you had not even become aware of the fact that the course had been set in motion, because it seems to me
Victor, stop.
that reasons are a little perhaps over-friendly.
No, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Sure, that is ridiculous.
Anything that he could possibly need from the Tremere, he either has, or he can get another way.
What other way?
I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you that, okay?
There has ways to get things from the Tremere.
Fuck, stop. But I just like bonk him on the head. No. Look, where the place that I'm doing this is from a place of friendship and a place that I want to help you.
You want to help me?
Because I can see I can see that you want to branch out.
Oh, well, thank you.
And you want to... Am I wrong?
Branching out.
It's one way of putting it. To, I guess, you think differently from the rest of the Tremere.
And you know many of them, then?
Yes.
I see. I see.
Philippe's like, we do. We do.
You told me them before.
he's thinking in his head, we do.
We know a handful. It's fine. But no, like, I don't know.
Still
I just
Philippe thinks we do.
No, I just... I honestly, I want to tell you, but I can't.
Well, that is understandable, given the circumstances. Indeed. If only the clubs were open. I do miss...
Incognito.
Yes.
Yes, me too.
Yes. Poor Tatiana must be suffering in these times.
I'm sure she's fine. She's got a lot on her plate right now.
That might well be true.
She loves this. She loves this stuff. Like, I look at Philippe and like, with my eyes, I'm like, surely there's something we could say.
He looks at you.
I look kind of desperate right now. if he could read, my mind, I don't know.
And he can if you want, but yeah, it'd be difficult.
You have to spend a willpower to do it to read a vampire.
Yeah, that's what I say. It'll be difficult.
Right.
I mean, even if actually, I wonder how much information Victor would get if he read my mind right now.
What would he get?
What would he get?
Be like no signal.
Buffering.
Buffering, right? Yeah, that sounds fair.
Okay, I'm just trying to think of the things I could say because I want to try and find out more information to see if he's worthwhile being a part of the order.
All right.
Fair enough.
So, what are your feelings about Uther de Saint Bernard?
Well,
I
have nothing against the fellow personally. After all, he is the sire of Sage Blackwood here, a very talented musician and artist in her own right, and also an enforcer.
Now we have done all the bullshit, as they say. What do you really think of him?
I've not met the fellow myself.
But you've heard stuff.
Any opinions I had would be entirely, shall we say, the propaganda of my clan.
Would you like to meet him?
Oh, that would be pushing it a bit, I think. And he sees it out loud.
I looked at Philippe and I'm like, it'd be like inviting a boyfriend to meet, my father. It'd be like that. I love that.
And Philippe's thinking it'd be like inviting
it's okay. I know where the rifles are. He'll be fine.
He doesn't need rifles. We both know that.
That's true. I'm sure you'll be fine because I'll keep you close to me, okay, Victor?
I'm not sure it's an excellent idea. I have several concerns.
Such as, says Philippe.
Well, we shall begin with the concern that Mr. Faust Mr. de Saint Bernard might not be so interested in meeting me. Secondly, if I were to meet him, he might kill me. Thirdly, if I were to meet him and my clanmates were to discover this information would almost certainly head directly up the food chain, and I would be listed as an insubordinate, which would not further my goals in any way, shape, or form. So I suspect it's perhaps not the best choice of action.
I think
he has a good point,
True, yes. One of the things that you had said before was that you're relying heavily on your clan to help you get to places.
I am loyal to my clan.
Of course. However, if you want to get into those positions of power, perhaps you need to branch out a bit.
That is most difficult for us. We are...
Stop saying us.
You are talking about my sire and my bloodline as well.
I'm talking about you.
I see you are very interested in this concept of individuation. It is a very modern concept. It's not correct. You will find it is a trend that in the long run does not serve the greater good. It is something of a cancer.
I don't like that. Don't say that. Okay. Another point here. So, say Gehenna was real.
Say it was.
What would you do? What would the Tremere do?
I have no idea what the Tremere would do there in thorough outward denial of the fact. If it were to happen, I suspect they would go to ground, or perhaps they have some secret weapon, or perhaps they have some knowledge of some place to go and travel, and perhaps they have some plan. But if they do, I'm not party to it.
Well,
what would you do?
I look at Philippe.
He definitely has a look of no.
And so just like, but I really want to. I'm not going to be specific.
Don't you dare.
I really want to. Our faces.
There is a real sharp look in him now.
And Victor's looking from one of you to the other and back again. What's going on? You two didn't just come to my offices this evening, did you? You have some sort of proposal? Plan? These questions have been leading somewhere.
I need to know more about you. And I need to know if you are... I look at Philippe. And then I look back to Victor. To know if you're worthy.
Worthy? I see.
It's bigger than me.
Bigger than you?
But I need to know everything about you. And I also need to know if you can stand on your own, but together, away from the Tremere.
Well,
with and without them.
If you're suggesting that I was to throw in my lot with a renegade gangrel and some enforcers against the entire clan Tremere, then the
No.
would have to be no. You would have to have some very powerful allies, and you would need to tell me who they were.
We're getting our feelers out first. We need to find out more about you before we can tell you more about.
Sounds like a fishing expedition. No.
Kind of. But it is like if you were to follow down this path, you would find the power that you so desire.
Have you ever heard of a Setite by the name of Kementiri?
No, but Setites are the bane of my existence right now.
Ah, well, that is interesting.
Sorry.
Now, I've become aware that Clan Ventru has recently suffered a great humiliation at the hands of this Kementiri.
How?
Well, apparently they were last seen fleeing Vienna in 2008 after a little incident. No, not 2008.
Nope. It's 2000.
In 1998, after impersonating a Justica of Clan Ventru.
Who did they impersonate?
Honestly, I'm not sure. Whoever was the Justica in 1998. But that's the story I've heard. The point of this story, and the reason why I'm telling you, is because, and he leans into you, I don't trust anyone, not even you.
I know. I hate to say it, I know this.
And you should be wise to do the same, my friend.
Oh, I do not.
His wristwatch starts making an alarm bell. Ah, time for some adorations. I'll have to head back to the apartment. He stands up.
Take the books.
He takes the books. Thank you for these. Very interesting. I'm sure they will come in useful.
Please. Please don't use them against us. And we won't use them against you, I promise.
Of course.
I won't tell a single soul.
Thank you. Of course.
And I know you don't trust me, but I trust you.
Thank you. You shouldn't.
I'm keeping an eye on it. You're a friend of mine.
Yes, yes. I do appreciate that. Well, I do hope you have a good evening. And he
You too.
stands up with the books and he stuffs them inside in a pocket. Thank you again. He starts wandering off back to his apartment, leaving you and Philippe sitting at the park bench. A bunch of maple leaves come flying through the wind and spin past you in the night.
Interesting.
Do you make perception alertness checks?
I didn't give away too much, did I? 5.
5. Somewhere out in the forest, in the park, because there's like a park, grasslands and some walking paths and stuff, and big open spaces. But then there's a forest, and you hear someone calling for help. It sounds like a female voice.
I stand up and I walk over. No, I'll run over.
So you start running towards the forest.
Yep.
Okay. Philippe, I better roll your perception alertness. Sorry about that. I got distracted. Perception alertness. Go, go, go. And that is 1 success. Okay. Well, you see Sage running towards this fucking park.
Where are you going?
I hear something.
Sounds like someone's. You're now beginning to hear it too, Philippe. There's a woman in the forest screaming, "Help! Help! Help!"
I'll use heightened senses to
Philippe gets
find
up.
it.
All right.
Gets up.
You target it using heightened senses, and you narrow it down to a particular path in a particular direction, and you head through the trees in that direction. And when you get there, there is this. There's this fellow standing. He's wearing a very nice, finely cut suit, and he's got this. He basically looks up as you come into the clearing, and drops this woman's body on the floor. Boom. Looks up at you. Well, he says.
Well, are you fucking kidding me?
Takes a step. He steps over the body towards you and smiles.
I am going to put my hands behind my back, in my pockets, and get my wolf claws out.
Okay. All right. And what have we here? He says.
What have we here?
He continues moving towards you, but then he begins to circle you both like he's eyeing you up. He says, "You smell a little different."
I've got heightened senses on too. What does he smell like?
He smells like fresh blood. It's on his face, it's on his finger.
Interesting. So,
Just waiting for some friends to arrive.
right.
You're not them.
No. No, I haven't seen you before at all.
Oh, so you admit you're one of us.
Well,
One of us.
I think we should be moving on now. Do you not think?
Who are you? You two have names.
I'm Sage.
Sage. Not sure I've heard of you. You'll have to forgive me, I don't spend too much time here in the parks in the city.
So, one of us, you say? Are you
kin or kine?
like, it's quite obvious what you are. Your face is covered in blood.
You.
I thought you already could tell.
Well, why are you asking that?
No, I'm just asking if what clan you're from.
Oh. Well, that's an entirely different question.
On the list of Sabat, that's, the major list.
Right, the red list.
The 10 most.
Yeah, the red list.
Tell me, please, that he's not one.
Isn't it like 8 now? Because Mercy's just like cleaning house.
Well, they would have replaced the bottom 2 with new ones, so to be fair, they just move up people from the next list down. But you don't recognize them as being anyone from the red list.
Okay.
Are you an anarch or something?
You can call me that if you want. I don't object to the term. I suppose it would do. I'm Ilya.
Ilya.
Klaranov. He stretches out a hand.
I won't shake it.
Well, whatever. So, what are you? Some fucking ancillary? Elders? The prince?
No. No, but...
No, we're none of those people.
Okay, I feel kind of, I'm sorry. Like before, we thought you were Sabat.
Why on earth would you think that? Just because I had a little snack in the park?
Oh no, because Sabat are everywhere, so... Oh, yeah. That's not my accent. Because Sabat is everywhere. Right.
You know they're not really. I haven't seen any yet. In fact, I don't know anybody that's been killed by Sabat. I'm beginning to think this whole thing is a ruse. I'm pretty sure the Sabat were made up by the fucking Camarilla as a fucking boogeyman story to scare us into submission.
I've fought them.
Oh, really? Oh.
Do you know any anarchs that have the ability to fleshcraft multiple people into one entity?
I've never met anybody like that.
I've met a few, and they're not kind. They take the people that you love and they turn them into an abomination.
The woman turns over on the ground and groans.
You okay?
Now let me finish this off.
No, don't kill it.
What? Why not?
Because there's just no need. It's unwanted. Put her down.
I'm hungry.
You can get another body to feed from.
Tosses her into the grass.
Let her live another day.
Fine.
Look, I'm hungry too. Let's go get something to eat.
Where can we go with this goddamn lockdown going on everywhere?
We'll go where I normally go.
Tell you, I fucking hate this place.
Oh, by the way, this is Philippe. Philippe, did you say your name?
No.
Oh, this is Philippe.
But now I know. So you're Philippe and you are
Sage.
Sage. Well, I'm Ilya Klaranov.
What's your clan?
You have to know, I suppose. I'm a Bruja.
Okay, we could be friends. Let's go.
Well, that's good to know.
We've only got a motorcycle.
You got a motorcycle. Well, I have a car back there.
Okay.
All right.
Where are you going?
How about we take your car and we will go to the student district, which is where I normally go.
The student district?
Mm.
Down at a suit. Do you see this? Do you see what I'm wearing?
I do. It's covered in blood now. Look at that.
Yeah, well, it's an Armani. It's worth 5,000 fucking pounds.
Philippe's thinking.
Okay. You've got the Jason Newbury voice on. So now I'm thinking, is this Jason Newbury?
No, it's not. It's not.
And Philippe's thinking in his head, yeah, you. I've got that and more.
I can't see this. You point them out, but yes, he's not supposed to be Jason Newbury. He's the Bruja version of Jason Newbury.
Wow, so straight laced, goes head on.
If Jason had been not insane.
Yeah. All right, so
he's also got dark hair and different features to Newbury. So
what does this guy look like? He's got the Armani suit.
Wearing an Armani suit. He looks maybe Italian or something.
Well, there's one way to find out.
It's very photogenic.
Wait, are the two of you going to make spaghetti or something?
No.
Unless that's a metaphor for gay sex.
I want you guys to make spaghetti.
Oh.
You two would be so cute.
I will. It's easy. Well, but he looks Italian, does he?
He looks like he might be. I mean, he's got sort of Italian features, dark sort of olive skin, dark hair. He looks like a young Al Pacino.
In Italian, I say, are you Italian?
He looks over at you.
Italiano?
He says, I speak a little in Italian, but I haven't spent much time there, to be fair.
Oh, you should spend time there, my friend.
Nah, I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Fucking family.
You come from a family? I don't wish to be typecast.
Yeah, I come from a family. Everybody comes from a family. What are you talking about?
I mean the family.
Well, I mean, I'm a Bruja. I told you that, right?
Yeah. That tells me nothing.
Yeah, well, my family, that's a mixture of Italians and Russians from New York. I got out of there, okay? I just got across here on a fucking business trip, and then we had this whole lockdown situation. I've been stuck here for fucking weeks. There's no planes, there's no way out right now.
It must be frustrating for you.
Yeah, it's frustrating. We're losing a lot of money over this deal, and there's all sorts of nonsense I can't explain. Mergers and acquisitions, that kind of business.
I see.
We're trying to deal with your fucking Van True assholes around here, and you've got no idea what a nightmare that is.
I'd like to somehow get some blood from this guy.
Yeah, that's a cool story. How are you gonna do
it? Okay. I'm going to walk up to him, grab him by the hand, and like.
Okay, you start walking up to him and he starts backing off like, hey, what the fuck? That's my personal space, okay? Nobody enters my personal space.
Really?
Lucky I'm here
Nobody?
Nobody enters my fucking personal space. If we're anywhere except this goddamn park, if I wasn't here feeding, I would have a bodyguard standing next to me.
Look, I just want to make sure.
Make sure what?
That you're not Sabat.
Fuck you.
All I need
No. Fuck you. I've met the prince, okay? You can back off. I'm registered here.
Anyway, excuse my friend.
I don't go around giving my blood out to anybody, okay? I know better than that. I'm not stupid.
I would be here.
What does that mean?
It means I'm not taking it away from you.
How do I know that?
Because there's not much I can do.
Is there? I don't know. Are you? Can you?
I'm not bottling it and giving it to the highest bidder or anything.
Who knows? You could put it in your goddamn pocket. I don't know. You could smear it on a back of a fingernail. I don't know.
No.
Well, you're telling me these things, but I don't believe you. So fuck off. Okay? No.
Rude. And here I was going to take you to my haunt.
Rude is trying to steal people's blood.
I'm not stealing it.
You just approached me in my personal space like you were just gonna freaking attack me.
I wasn't going to attack you.
I don't know that. He takes out his phone. I gotta make a call.
That's fine. Do what you need to do.
Okay, Bruno, bring the car around. Yeah, the same place. Yeah. Okay.
How do you normally do it? Like, I don't know.
Subtly. You do it subtly. The word subtle?
It's just I don't want to party with a Sabat and then realize later.
Believe me, I've been at a party with a Sabat. And
So,
I didn't know.
You two want to lift somewhere?
I suspect.
I'm sorry, what?
Do you two want to lift somewhere?
Oh yes, we're going to take you to the students.
Excuse me, may
Student
I ask your family name, please?
Sure, my family name is Sabini. Well, that's my mother's side. My father's side is Klaranov, Ilya Klaranov, for the third time.
Italians are very kind of family orientated.
Yeah. So
does he know of the Sabinis?
you've heard
I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Does he know a Sabini?
You probably do. It's not that uncommon.
Oh, do you know? And he mentions the name?
No.
Oh, that is pity. You know he makes the best pasta.
Yeah, that's cool.
And soon the two of you will make the best spaghetti.
Out of game. I gotta go and clear my itchy throat. I'll be back in a minute, okay?
Okay. Totally a Sabat, right? Totally a Sabat. Oh.
I'm at the period where I think everything's so bad.
Yeah. We don't trust anything.
The milkman comes around the corner and I think, so bad. My milk's got a bomb in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Only, I mentioned before that I was going to ask, well, I asked the others if they wanted to play Dag Dagiel today. Only one of them got back to me, so. I can't hear you.
One? Which one?
Sean.
I would have got back to you.
Well, you were going to play anyway.
Oh, was I now?
Well, you're playing this. It would have been instead of this.
I'm 62 years old. I may be too old for it now.
Nonsense.
Yeah.
You'll never be too old for D&D.
Well, until they put me in a box, and then that'll be a problem.
All you gotta do is just keep, you know, make sure that you've got a steady supply of young DMs.
I'll tell Kathy that, Jill.
Yeah. If you want to keep playing D&D, you got to make sure your DMs are young. So then,
I tell you what, if I'm allowed to, I'll come back after I die and play D&D as well.
nice.
My
Good.
computer will start. There will be no picture though. My computer will just start doing.
You'll be
things.
muted the entire time.
Yeah, muted the entire time. Yeah.
You're like, can't do it. You're a ghost.
Stuck a bowl of shit in the microwave as well, so I'm going to grab that in a second.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. But coming in, any conclusions?
Oh yeah, we think this guy's a Sabat. We're gonna kill him.
Okay,
No.
go on then.
No, I'm busy boring him with the fact that this guy makes the best pasta and he lives in,
Does his chauffeur come around?
Yeah, he does, and when Philippe's going on about pasta, he just walks off, like he's just like doesn't care.
Yeah, I walk with him.
People just do not like my pasta.
So, what are you into exactly? Anything? What do you get up to? You didn't tell me your clan, by the way. I've told you mine. I seem to have given you a lot more information than you've given me.
I know, funny, isn't it? So, what do you mean by what am I into?
Well, I don't know. What are you into? You don't have anything?
Well, do you want to know my occupation or what I like to drink?
Where you party, who you party with?
Right, okay. Well,
hang out?
normally I go to incognito, but because of the martial law situation, that's off the cards. So I just go back to my original haunt, which is the student dorms.
Right.
I'm not too fussed about what I drink, but I do like it when they've had drugs, and a lot of them. Whether it be marijuana or whatever. I prefer the harder stuff overall. Alcohol.
Hang on, I'm getting a phone call. Text, that is fine. That's my my food.
Yeah, I can hear it. Go. Such a slacker.
God. I don't know. I mean, I'm retiring tomorrow.
I wish I could retire today.
I've decided I'm going to take my helicopter and fly it into the sun.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Russell will have bombed it before you get there.
Oh, yeah, probably. Yeah, and I'll die over the sea somewhere.
Yeah.
And my ashes will be spread all around. And he'll say, I told you that helicopters had fuel.
What?
Yeah. Nothing.
What?
Nothing.
So yeah, we're going to the student dorms.
You're going to some dorms? Like, really? You want me to hang out in a student dorm?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll skip that.
No.
How about I take you to a party?
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, Bruno says there's something going on now. He won't explain it exactly, but he's got some contacts. Bruno! What's that thing you're telling me about? He leans in through the window of the car. You're saying there's a thing going on. He says, yes, sir. There's an underground party on, sir. It's kind of a, what do you call it? Like a sort of a chase, an investigation thing. You have to follow the clues, sir. What do they call that?
Right.
Oh, I would be no good at that.
I like that. Do we have to dress fancy?
Well, I think it's something like that, says the driver. You can certainly take a costume, I think, but I'm honestly not too sure. I have to get some more details. If you'd like to get in the car, I can make some inquiries if you'd like to follow it up.
Sure.
Very good.
Before I do that, I'm gonna set the tracker.
On the car?
Well, I mean, I remember Alan gave me this like personal tracker. So I thought I would just do that because I doubt I would have like a big old clunky tracker on me.
Okay. So you want to put a tracker on him or on the car? I mean, it could be. I don't mind. You can do either.
I'll just.
You're MI5. You carry the shit around.
Right. Okay. If I can get one small enough that I can sort of jam it in between the seats, the cushions in the seat.
Okay.
I think that's probably the best thing I could do without being too.
Right. Noticed.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. We can. How many dots do you have in dexterity and stealth between them?
6.
Okay, that's more than enough successes to do that. Cool. Okay. So Ilya says to Bruno, his ghoul. He says, "Is this that thing you heard about from Roxy Galagos?" Yes, sir. I believe the same. So far, the only location that I know of is they're expecting people to meet down at the entrance to subway level 6. This particular station number 14, and blah blah blah. You have to park up and then head down to the tracks, and then enter through the station tunnels. That's the beginning of the hunt. What do you call it?
I love this. This would be fun, Philippe. Stop being so grimacy. Can't hear you.
Oh yeah. Okay, we'll give it a go, shall we?
Do you want to let someone know that we're doing this?
Oh, I already done that.
Okay.
So you didn't tell me what clans you were.
Yeah.
That's not very polite, is it?
I'm not really polite person, but sure.
No, she's telling the truth. She is not really polite.
Okay. Why don't you take a guess?
Katif?
That's the one. Oh, Katie? Ridiculous.
How the fuck did I guess that?
No, I was only joking. That's ridiculous.
Oh, you're not Katif.
No.
Well, you don't exactly look like a Van True, but you could be a Toreador.
By the way, I was lying about the whole Katie thing, so I should probably make a deception. Although, damn, that's a pretty good guess. What is it? What is a deception check? What is that?
Wits and deception, wits and subterfuge.
Charisma?
It could be used. You could use charisma, I suppose. Yeah.
Okay. Charisma subterfuge, right? Such a fancy word for lying.
Subterfuge.
Yeah. Just the one.
Well, I don't entirely believe you, but yeah. Wait a minute, I got it. You're one of them fucking Nosferatu, aren't you?
You got it.
Yeah, I thought so. Get out of my car.
No.
Yeah, I think I would have noticed if you stank. I don't know. I've never met a Nosferatu that could obfuscate the smell.
That's true. What do you think Philippe is?
You, huh? Let me see. Rolling some guessing clan dice. You could be a Ventru or a Toreador.
Yes.
Yes to both?
No, you got one.
So what is it, Ventru or Toreador?
Toreador.
I was going to say, I mean, if you didn't venture, I reckon I would have ran into you by now. If you'd been a venture.
So, I'm actually a gangrel.
No.
Oh,
I bring out my hands and they're like claws.
Okay. Enough of the threats, okay?
No, I wasn't threatening.
No.
I'm just showing you.
No. She's not threatening. She's just showing you. Yeah.
All right, fine. Okay, well, the car gets to this location, and it's in the sort of dodgy part of town.
Wow, this is a really dodgy part of town.
Yes. I love it when players just reiterate what you say.
Yeah.
You know, it almost sounds like there's an echo in the car. You know, come on, let's well,
You park up. Bruno parks up the car and gets out, and he opens your doors.
thank you very much, Bruno. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so sir, I understand the place that you're going is down there. You're to go down onto the tracks at the bottom of this hill, and wait for the signal. Okay, what's the signal? I don't know, sir. It's a scavenger hunt. They don't tell me nothing. All right, well, I guess we go down there then. Doesn't seem dodgy at all.
It seems very dodgy.
Bruno, are you sure about this? This is some kind of some prank. You're not getting us killed or something, are you? Sir, I had this on authority from Roxana, so you know, and this is it. It's 12 on the 47th and blah de blah, and seems to be correct. All right, well, here we go. And he starts walking down the hill to the bottom of this gravel paved hill down to the tracks. And you can see the tracks going into this tunnel.
Excuse me.
Guy turns around.
This may seem like a stupid question, but you're not armed, are you?
Well, I do carry a gun.
Have you got it with you now?
Yes.
Just in case this is more dodgy than we think?
Yeah.
Good. Let us go.
All right.
Yep.
So you get to the bottom of the hill and you start wandering along the tracks, and Bruno gets a call and he answers it. Okay, so to head into the tunnel. All right, very good. That's the next instruction, everyone.
Into the tunnel.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you go wandering into this dark tunnel, and as you go along, you can make perception alertness checks.
4.
Perception alertness for Philippe is
Oh no.
literally -2.
Oh, it's okay.
Philippe's very distracted. It might be the fact that, Philippe, you just walked on a dead rat.
You are a Toreador. This place is very much anti-Toreador.
And he'd be distracted because he's a bit worried about this.
Yep, that makes sense. Okay, well, there is a terrible smell coming from in here, and there are dead rats and things lying around.
Ah, there goes a good pair of shoes.
And you head along the tracks for about 15 minutes, and Bruno gets another call. Who's this time? Okay. We're looking for a door inset into the wall. It's got some sort of sign on it. We've got to decipher it, apparently.
Is it pitch black here, or?
It is pitch black.
All right, well.
He's using his phone as a torch, and he's holding it up against the walls, and what you can see is graffiti everywhere and spider webs and shit like that.
If everyone is like all all good, like, you know, all aware of the whole vampirism thing, then I'm going to use my red eyes.
Right. Well, you imagine that everybody is, unless Bruno is mysteriously not.
Right.
You don't know.
And then, so as well as red eyes, I'll use heightened senses to see if I can find it.
Okay. All right. Well, when you use Gleam of Red Eyes, you can see the graffiti all over the walls. You can make a perception and investigation check. Philippe, you have heightened senses. Do you want to use them?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can't see, but you can hear. I mean, you can see in grayscale.
Okay.
Black and white.
Okay.
Which is, you know, better than nothing, definitely.
Yeah.
You can look around and you can see all this graffiti and stuff on the walls, etc. Sage, you can see the colors of the graffiti on the walls, and you notice the Anarch sign, the Anarch symbol painted on some of the walls. And what was your investigation? 2, was it?
Yeah, 2.
Okay. You see there's a couple of steps that go up to a doorway that looks like a service entrance for workmen or something in the side of the tunnel, and on it is a red Anarch symbol painted there. The other thing that you notice with your heightened senses, both of you, is in the distance you can hear the sound of the music pumping.
I can hear music.
Yeah.
And the sign over here, it's
Sounds
in
like
red.
it's coming from in here, huh?
I think so.
Okay. All right. So he goes up to the door and opens it. You know, Bruno, I think you should go back to the car. Well, yeah, probably. This seems to be the last sign, apparently, the last sort of clue. So it wasn't too hard, was it?
Do you want me to take you back?
Oh, no, it's fine. I can manage to walk back there. I'm sure I'll be all right.
All right.
I just take you 15 minutes. By the time you get back there with me and you come all the way back here, these two will have had to stand around for half an hour waiting.
True. Okay, right.
So he goes wandering off alone, never to be seen again. All right, and you guys go through this door into what begins as a concrete bunker complex, very narrow corridors and steps and stairs and doorways, and it's clearly connected to the underground system, part of the sewers and or the subway system, all meshed into one. And leading through there, you see the Anarch symbol again and again recurring, and you notice that it's tilted in different directions so that the top of the A becomes an arrow. And move around through there. Eventually, you come out into this fucking warehouse. And in this warehouse is this massive party going on, where apparently...
I'm turning off my ears and my eyes before we get that close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to get deaf suddenly.
Yeah, and break the masquerade in the process.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. So turning all of that off, you go in, and this is a big ass party, and lots of people doing pretty much anything they want. You see people snorting speed. You see people having sex. You see people giving and getting blowjobs and all sorts of shit going on around the place. There's money changing hands. There's people playing cards and poker and stuff in one corner. You see people literally selling each other guns and stuff as well over another area. And there's people dancing in this massive party. Everybody looks fucking high. And there's lights and, smoke machines and all of this stuff.
When I go in, I'm going to... Well, I'm very excited for one. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've had incognito. I'm going to use awe.
Okay, so you can roll your awe, please.
I haven't used awe in so long.
Aww. Aww. Awe.
Oof, no, that
Oh,
didn't work.
that's
Wow,
minus. How did you roll 4 1s? That
I
is
don't know.
ludicrous. So that's
Philippe's done it before. It's fine. There's
negative.
no negatives. There's never a negative to using your discipline.
No, that's fair, but there are negative 4 successes. That's scary.
Yeah.
Instead of you cast hate.
Ah.
Um,
Oh, well, that didn't work. Oh well. I'll just go have fun
the thing is,
without it.
you probably don't know whether or not it worked. That's the thing. You walk in, you're just like,
Oh, I would know.
I'm wonderful, and everyone's just like, nah, you're not.
I would know.
It's just, yeah, the people that you tried to use it on just ignore you pretty much. But at that moment, this woman appears in front of you from around the corner, and she's carrying a tray with little bottles of red fluid in her hand, and she's got big green eyes that are kind of mesmerizing. She's kind of attractive, but kind of looks like a Swedish tourist. And she's got long platinum dreadlocks hanging down on both sides of her head, with little beads in them. And she turns around to you and she smiles and she goes, "Welcome to the underground." And
Oh,
your friend grabs one of those bottles and goes, "Cheers. Is this the good stuff that we paid for?" And she goes, "Of course it is. Of course it is, Ilya. I'd like to
oh,
introduce you to Roxana."
hello. Hi. I'm Sage.
She shakes your hand with her other hand, not carrying the tray. She
Hmm.
goes to put the tray down. "Would you people like some of this?"
Yes, yes, I would.
Yes, thank you.
Very nice.
I'm going to like put my pinky finger in
Uh-huh.
and rub it on my teeth.
All right. I'm going to
They're
cast
all,
Taste of Blood.
yeah.
Okay.
Taste of blood, how do I do
And
this again?
Philippe hasn't drunk anything yet. He would know Sage is doing that, eh?
Right.
Surely. I
So
always do it.
yeah, well, there you are.
I mean, you.
He's waiting to see her outcome first.
I think, Philippe, you should make a perception and alertness check to see
But-
whether you notice her doing it, because
Okay.
there's a lot going on around you, right?
Yeah.
3 successes.
3 successes. Philippe. Where are you going? There you are.
Tell me about the blood.
Tell me about the blood.
Tell me about the blood.
Okay, well, the thing about this blood is it is a mixture, a very fine mixture, carefully produced. It seems to be about 95% human blood and about 1% vampire blood.
What the fuck? Okay. Could I tell what kind of vampire the blood belonged to?
The human blood has so much resonance in it that it's really hard to distinguish. So you can't really tell, but it's a mixture of things. It seems to have a kind of slippery feel, a kind of
Slippery feel.
sort of sensation to it as it goes down your throat. Yeah.
Well, I'm not drinking it just yet. I'm doing the taste for blood.
Uh-huh.
And then I put it down. I'm like, oh, that's not for me.
Philippe, you get 1 success to notice her doing it. So yeah, I think you probably sort of see her just kind of dip her finger in it and touch the blood to her lips without
Okay.
really drinking it. So you have an idea that she's doing something about it.
And do I hear her say not for her?
She didn't say that, did she?
I did.
Oh, you
It's
did?
not for me. Thank you.
Roxana looks at you for a moment. Oh, really? Why?
Because it's it's weird to drink blood from outside the vessel, if you know what I mean.
I don't know. I do it all the time, she says.
Of course you do. I could see that.
Can you make a... Let me
me see your character sheet.
What am I rolling?
Oh wait, what's your willpower? That's really the question. 9, but you're down
But
to 3.
no, I've used 3.
You've used 3, so you're down to
6.
6. Okay, so okay. Philippe, I'm going to make a perception alertness check for you in a second.
Okay.
Fuck, I'm gonna look away. I'm gonna look away. Looking away. Looking away.
Bit late for that.
Ah!
Um,
I'm gonna pull a mercy.
Philippe's
Don't
perception.
look at me. Don't look at me.
Hey, Philippe, you notice that this woman, Roxy, she turns to Sage, and she kind of does something weird with her head and her eyes kind of, they don't light up exactly, but there's something going on there. And she stares at Sage for a moment and
All right, move in the road.
Sage, yeah, that's cool, but Sage, you hear her say, "You should drink this," and you feel like that's a really good idea.
I'm gonna use a willpower to stop myself.
Okay. All right. So you
and I'm going to be like, Philippe, run! We gotta get out of here. I'm gonna use my as much as I can, as much of my movement as far as to get out of there, grabbing Philippe.
All right. So you grab Philippe.
No, you don't have to grab Philippe. He's kind of got the gist. Remember, this has been done to him before.
Ilya is like, "What the fuck's going on?" As you go rushing past, heading for the exit that you just came in, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And at that point, you can make perception awareness checks. Again, more perception awareness checks.
She tried something, Philippe. 4.
I know.
Ooh. Okay, so you both here, but Sage with 4 successes and Philippe with 1. You're getting the sensation of people following you to the exit, rushing to the exit. There are guards at the exit, you realize, who try to stop you.
Dodge.
You guys jump and basically step out in front of the door to grab you as you try to go past. What will you do?
I'm gonna use a dodge.
You're gonna sort of dex and dodge your way past them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. That sounds reasonable.
Don't make me boil some blood today. I haven't used it before. Don't make me.
Right.
4.
I'm putting blood into strength.
Putting blood into strength. Okay, that sounds like a good idea.
But you're using dexterity.
Maybe that's for his next thing.
Let's hope so. Kick some ass.
Okay, so you... Ooh. One guy grabs you, not very well, Philippe, on the wrist. And he's got your wrist as you try to run past.
Okay. And I know it can be done, but I know I have to do all the rolls for it.
Self-defense.
I go over and grab his wrist and break his wrist. Yeah. I used to do it.
I know the one.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's... Yeah, all right, we'll make this a dex-based maneuver because it is dex, not strength. It's not strength-based.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Okay, so we'll do another dex and... Or maybe dex and brawl.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense. There's no weapons involved.
Yeah. Dex and brawl.
Let's go, Philippe. Let's go.
4 successes. All right.
Oh yeah.
All right. You do. You break the lock that he's got on your hand.
Yep.
He also seems to have some abilities and not powers, but
Well, he would. He's a
Yeah,
you know, yeah.
are you aiming to stay here and fight him, or are you aiming to run for the door?
I'm aiming to run for the door. That was just to distract it, get away from him.
Okay. I mean, you've got celerity. Do you want to?
Yep, I'm gonna go with that, but I
Okay.
don't want to leave Sage behind.
Okay. So you go zooming towards the door.
Yep.
Sage is probably ahead of you because she got a good dodge check.
Yep.
So you catch up with Sage as you get to the door. You both go sort of tumbling through the door together.
Yep.
Philippe is celeritying along next to you, probably pulls you a little bit down the stairs.
Yep.
Can you make we'll make this Dex and athletics checks.
3.
3, that's good. Dex and athletics for Philippe. Philippe, you have 2. Okay. Yeah, it hurts. You're going tumbling down concrete stairs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Both take 1 level of non-aggravated damage from that. You get up.
Ow.
Okay.
There are the doors come flying open behind you as the guards, the bouncers, come running out after you.
Keep running. Ah!
I'll get Philippe, you're using celerity still, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so Philippe, do you know that Sage doesn't have celerity?
Yeah. So I'm gonna, because I put into strength, I'm gonna pick her up and go like the blazes.
That sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay, so you pick up Sage and you fly down the stairs, around the corner, zoom, zoom, zoom. That makes sense.
Yep.
I feel sick, but not really.
All right, I'm gonna make a strength and athletics check. You know what? A stamina check, because we never use stamina. No, that's a really bad idea. You'll fail that. You've only got 1.
You can't give him a roll just because he'll fail it.
Yeah, be unfair.
Yeah.
It'll be a strength check, and we'll give you.
It's boosted. So.
Yeah, it's boosted. Strength and athletics.
And he's scared, so there would be some kind of adrenaline going through his body. Because he doesn't want to get zombied.
They are zombies, aren't they?
Oh my god. Okay. All right, you trip, carrying Sage around the corner, down the stairs, spinning around. You hit the wall and bounce off, and as you do, you can hear the 2 guys coming down after you above, and you can hear them making. You can hear the sounds of guns being cocked.
Okay.
Oh shit! Get up, Philippe! Come on.
He gets up.
All right, and so you're running again.
Yeah, and I'm gonna use I have to, when you, because that my celerity would have stopped when I fell, wouldn't it?
Well, if we played by the rules, it would have stopped way earlier than that.
Okay.
But if we're playing by hybrid 5th edition rules, I will allow celerity to run for a scene that's not combat.
Okay.
Okay.
If we're going with 5e rules, there might be something different under celerity.
Yeah, with 5e there is something different under celerity. Basically, you can use celerity for running and covering vast distances quickly, or you can use it for other things like running across tight ropes and shit like that.
Okay.
It's a couple
All right.
Depends what you choose, and what level you have. So anyway, this time you rolled 4 successes, and you get away
Yep.
back out into the actual subway tunnel that you went into before, out through the door with the original Anarch symbol on it that you went through at the beginning. And now you've got a 15-minute run to get out of here.
We can't go back to that car.
No, we can't.
They knew Roxanne. Like I mean, it's not to say that he doesn't know that Roxanne was up to whatever the fuck she was up to, but something is definitely odd.
Yes.
I'm going to quickly get out my phone if I have reception. I'm going to
Let's see if you have reception, because you are underground.
Yeah.
You have very spotty reception.
okay, well, I'll do my best.
Okay.
Calling up Rhea.
Okay. It's speaking.
Rhea,
Who?
Sage. Sage.
Age.
Check the tracker. Track her.
Say again.
Check the tracker.
Trying to
Help.
wait.
Well, okay. Thank you.
They line.
What? Well, I didn't hear that one.
They something.
Okay, I'll keep the phone going.
All right.
Just in case, and then we'll walk back to the surface.
So you're walking back in the direction that you came from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't have my red eyes going, but I will have my heightened senses.
Okay.
Listening out for things like a gun cocking or
Me too.
a car starting.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Or lots and lots of people following us.
Right. Fair enough. Okay. Well, after a few minutes of heading this direction, you do hear the door behind you that you came out of open. And that's like 3 minutes behind you now.
Keep going.
Just keep going?
Yeah.
All right.
Going. Yep.
You can hear people running behind you.
I'm going. All right.
As you're approaching towards the exitway, you start hearing gunshots.
Oh fuck. Okay.
And your heightened senses are ringing in your ears.
Turning off my my heightened senses.
Any
Ow.
sort of perception alertness checks, especially audio ones, are very much more difficult now because you can't hear shit. And so you're heading for the exit. I will get you to both roll Dex and Dodge.
Dex and Dodge. 2.
2 successes. And a Dex and Dodge. Philippe is 1 success. Okay, let's see how well these gunshots go. Okay, Sage, you actually dodge. Philippe, you dodge also, and you hear that one of their guns jams.
Okay.
And you make it to the exit. You can see Bruno standing up by the car, up there.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna run up, and as we run up, I want to make sure that he, if he's gonna fire, it's not gonna be at us. So I'm keeping.
Bruno seems to be sitting on the hood of his car. Looks like he's reading something. He's got his reading glasses on.
Right. Bruno, get in the fucking car.
What?
Get in the fucking car. Otherwise, you'll.
Where is he?
Hide behind the car. No.
He ducks down behind the
Yeah.
car. Where's Ilya?
I think. Well, we went in there and they were feeding us blood, but the blood was it had vampire blood in it.
Fuck. Okay. Well,
So
so where's
he's
Ilya?
back there.
We got to get him out.
I don't know if we can.
What do you mean you
Don't,
don't know if you can?
wait, don't panic.
I mean, I
we
can't.
have
Obviously, I can't.
we have friends coming, okay?
All right. Well,
And they will help us go in and hopefully get him. But I don't know.
when are they going to get here?
I don't know. I'm still on the phone with Rhea, so
You
do I
can
have
hear her
bit of
saying
reception?
something on the phone, but so you lift up the phone and you hear there. You there? Are you
Yes.
there?
Yes, we're here.
Okay, what's going on?
Have you got the location of the tracker?
The last place I got you was going into a sewer tunnel. What the fuck? Are
Yes.
you visiting with a Nosferatu? What's going on?
We went to a party, but it was compromised.
Okay, what are we looking at here?
We're looking at a lot of people with guns.
Okay, well, you're out, right?
We're out, yes, but we have to go back in because there's a person we need to get.
Who?
His name is Ilya, and he's an anarch.
You're going in against, okay, so an anarch named Ilya, and you're going in against armed mortals?
Oh, fuck, I don't think so. They moved faster, right, Philippe?
Did they?
You don't know, actually.
I am not sure, but
Yeah.
I mean, you know, one of them tried to use some sort of discipline on somebody.
yeah,
Right, yes.
One of them tried to use some sort of discipline. That is all I know.
Right, there's a woman in there named Roxanne.
Roxanne, I don't know.
And
okay.
she was feeding everyone bottles with mostly human, but it was mixed with vampire.
Fuck. Okay.
And she herself looked as if she had been dominated to do this.
Wow. Okay. So,
Pass it on to Tatiana.
all right. I'll get this to Tatiana as soon as I can. Okay. Moving. Go, go, go. You guys should just get out of there. Don't worry about it. You just get out. Be safe. I'm not going to have you guys compromise or risk yourselves. If this guy, Ilya, is in there, well, we'll find him, but you shouldn't risk yourselves right now. Don't you think?
Up to you, boss.
All right. Thank you, Rhea.
Very good.
Yeah. Because
All right.
my phone is one of those flip ones.
Okay.
I just look at what's his name again? Bruno.
Yeah. So what's going on? Why
Can-
aren't you going in there?
Do you have his number?
Yeah, I've got his number.
Could you
Yeah.
call him?
Yeah, I can call him. What am I calling him for?
Call him to come back here without alluding to the fact that anything's wrong.
Wait, no, he's not getting. There's no reception in there. He's not answering.
Fuck, of course he's not.
No, he's not answering. I've got his answer phone. Shall I leave a message? Yeah, it's Bruno here, waiting for you outside. Heard that you could be in some sort of trouble or
No.
inside there. So if you can get out, Ilya, I suggest that you do as quickly as possible. We're sending in a team. Apparently, is that what? Did he hear that? No, he probably didn't hear that. I have some people here who want to help you, but I don't know if we know what to do, really. Told that this is dangerous, so just get the fuck out, all right? I'm waiting outside where we left you. Call me back.
Okay. There is one thing we can do. But it means you have to watch my body. And I'm new at it.
Right. I trust you.
All right.
Can I have your gun?
Yes.
Oh, you have a gun? Cool.
Yeah. Where I'm going, I don't need a gun. All right. He's going to try and use his astral to go back in there.
Where are you going to put your body while you do this?
I'm going to put it behind the car.
Behind the car?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're there. Keeping an eye on him.
And now you must get this body out of sight if anything goes wrong.
What?
Put him in the car.
Because cars blow up?
Because cars blow up.
So you reckon lying on the street behind a car is safer than in
Well, they can grab me and
I
move
can
me
at least
away.
drag him away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
I know. Find a place to. He goes and finds a place to hide himself.
All right.
He takes them with him.
All right. Do you want to describe a place for me?
They have under bridges. They have a little bit of rise.
Like a great thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like if I position myself on the grate and people are watching me, then I should be all right there.
Okay.
Okay. And do my best to hide myself. Even if it means hiding near rubbish bins and stuff, I don't care.
Okay, all right. So you take a place that you think is secure.
Yeah.
You're going to astral travel. You're just spending a willpower point.
Yeah.
Body. And
Yeah.
zoom, you travel back in through the place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing it carefully and slowly because remember, I'm new at it.
That sounds fair. The long story short is when you get in there, and you get all the way back to where the party was, you can see that the party is currently being disbanded. Have you ever been in a nightclub that's been about to be raided, and everybody starts freaking out? I've experienced this a few
Yeah,
times.
I have.
Everybody starts freaking out because they know there's the cops outside. The cops get to the door of the nightclub and they all start freaking out, and all the people who are underage start trying to sneak out the back door.
Yeah.
In this case, all the vampires are trying to sneak out the back door, and all the humans are being left here to hold the baby. And so they're basically going to let all these humans get arrested or, well, in this case, not arrested. They're just fucking off because they sense trouble is coming.
I'm going to follow them out the vampires out the back door.
Okay.
Try find Ilya.
I'm looking for him too, but I want to see if he's one of these ones going out the back door.
Ilya has been put into the back of a limousine.
Yeah.
With a couple of other kindred. You believe they're kindred? You're not 100% sure unless you aura perception them.
Oh, does my powers work here? This is one thing to find out now.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, I look at the auras.
Yeah, I'll tell you that they're kindred. There's a couple of kindred with them. One of the kindred is Roxana, who's with
Yeah.
and she's sitting in the limo opposite him.
Yeah.
And she's saying to him, Ilya, this was a very bad mistake. These people that you brought in here, we don't know them. We don't know who they are. You can't just bring in random strangers in here. And he's like, well, I don't know. I just met these fucking people, okay? I met them in the park. They seemed like they were nice people. They were looking to go and feed. They were talking about feeding in some student block or some shithole. I thought, well, fuck it. At least I could take them somewhere where I knew there was going to be a party. So, and I know that the parties that you organize are always top notch. The last one I went to was really, A grade, I mean, fuck. So what am I going to say? She's like, well, you can't do that again. I just can't have it. These people, they're now a security risk to us. We've been compromised and we're going to have to do something about it. That whole place is now burned, that's the end of those parties. They're certainly the underground ones. We're going to have to move the whole operation. We may even have to stop it. Well, I don't know shit about your operation, lady, but what I do know is you have some great parties. So look, next time I'll make sure to to ask you and get their names on the invite list, if that's okay. Yes, well, you see, the thing is, Ilya, you might have been compromised. What do you mean? Well, this kind of complicates things for us. These people that you saw, well, one of them has been identified as an enforcer of the City of London. And that's a problem for us. Well, what the fuck does that mean to me? And she's like, well, you see, the problem is that I'm going to have to stake you. And we might leave our story here for tonight.
What a big mistake.
Mistake.
So,
Yeah.
yes, thank you very much.
Fuck, that was cool.
Glad you had fun.
Yeah.
And I will see you
Poor Ilya.
tomorrow night.
Yep. Hopefully I will be relaxed as a cucumber.
Relaxed as a cucumber. And if you want to organize everyone for Dag Girl, I'm down with that too.
I tried. I gave you warning.
I know.
Like half an hour.
Half an hour, yeah, that's great.
I know it wasn't a lot, but that was because I didn't really have a lot of.
I didn't even see it, unfortunately, until I sat down to turn my.
But this was a lot of fun as well.
Cool.
Do you know much about what Simon's up to?
Simon,